Here in the South, music is almost as important as breathing. From bluegrass in the Appalachian Mountains and gospel in the Bible Belt, to blues in Memphis and soul in Muscle Shoals, it's all American music, born here in the Deep South and celebrated by a new generation. Welcome to Southern Fried Music TV.
2, 3, 4.
Hello everyone, welcome into Southern Fried Music TV. I'm Carl Brady and my co-host Glenn Williams couldn't make it into the studio today, but guess what? He gets to do today's interview, so it all balances out in the wash, right? So anyway, we've got a great show for you today. We did this one at North Glencoe Baptist Church, another Southern gospel group, and this one with a big time name. We are joined today by the Blackwood Quartet. Now this is the continuation of the old Blackwood Brothers Quartet. And a lot of people have questioned what was the difference between the Blackwood Brothers Quartet, the Blackwood Quartet. The Blackwood Brothers Quartet name was retired upon the death of the final Blackwood brother, James Blackwood, when he passed away in the early 2000s. They retired the name, the Blackwood Brothers Quartet. The Blackwood family still owns the quartet and manages the quartet, and they changed the name to the Blackwood Quartet. And there's a whole new generation of guys who are part of this wonderful legacy of Southern gospel music and even into pop music. We're going to learn a little bit about that today, because you may remember back in the heyday of Elvis Presley, the Blackwood Brothers were one of his most popular backup groups when he did his Southern gospel music and his gospel albums, which he was so famous for. So we're going to hear some of that. We're going to learn a little bit about that and hear some amazingly good music, all on today's show featuring the Blackwood Quartet, as we continue with Southern Fried Music TV in just a moment.
Well, Carl, you know, it's another exciting week here at Southern Fried Music TV, and like you said before, we're back here at North Glencoe Baptist Church. We've been real regular. You know why? Because the music's always great here. I'm proud to call this my home church, guys, and I want to welcome you guys in from the great state of Tennessee.
Yeah.
Folks, tonight we literally have the trickle down of some of the greatest tradition and gospel music that has ever existed. Welcome to Gadsden in Glencoe, Alabama, guys.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
We have with us two of the members of the Blackwood Quartet, and they are going to be doing a special show for us tonight, and we're pretty excited. Guys, I think the most amazing thing to me about what I know about the original part of the quartet is it started during the middle of the Depression.
Certainly
Who would
did.
think to start a quartet in a Depression?
1934 in the hills of Choctaw County, Mississippi.
Wow, there's no hills in Mississippi.
Well, you know, they like to say there is. But you're right, so 80 years last year, 81 years this year celebrating this gospel music tradition of that the Blackwood Brothers started there. So it's
Three brothers and a son, and then I know a little bit later on, I think I read where there were a couple of new members, and that kind of ended in a tragedy.
There was a plane crash in Clanton, Alabama in 1954 that killed a couple members there, and was replaced with the founder and the owner of our group, of the Blackwood Quartet's father. His name was Cecil Blackwood, and he sang baritone with the group from 1954 until he died in 2000. So that was, you know, over 40 years that he did that. And Mark, his son, owns the Blackwood Quartet, and we're carrying that tradition on.
Well, you're doing great, and Lord, there's a lot of history of the Blackwoods. You know, when I was a child, my parents loved Southern gospel, and I remember growing up with the Blackwoods, the Keymasters, the Florida Boys,
Sure.
all of those famous, and Daddy drug us all over the South to see gospel music. And of course I love it. And then today though, it's just as great or greater than ever, the harmonies. And
Sure.
of course I'm gonna say this, the equipment doesn't hurt any. It allows you to get that sound out there just a little bit.
It does.
But I'll tell you who I'm with here. I'm with Casey Shepard and David Mann. And guys, tell us a little bit, Casey, tell me what your position is in the quartet.
Well, I sing the lead and the baritone, road manage the group, and been with the group for a number of years, and have enjoyed myself, and glad to be in Gadsden tonight.
And how about you, David?
I currently sing bass with the group and help drive the group around.
Important role there,
yeah,
driver.
Of course, I did notice you're a little bit of a roadie when you get the table set up there. Is that part of your...
Oh yeah, that's the easy part. They got the hard part, setting all the sound stuff up. I just got to put CDs on the table.
Well, a lot of people just don't have any earthly idea what goes into traveling on the
Sure.
road and being in a gospel group or even whatever kind of group. But you know, we're going to have a show here tonight at 7 o'clock to give you an example. And these guys blew in about what, 1 or 2 o'clock, went to
Oh,
work.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and sound check and all. And the thing about it is, it's work before and it's work after. So
Sure.
it's not all glory.
People think the singing's the hard part.
Yeah,
Singing's about
about 10%, and then 90% is travel.
we're professional drivers.
There you
and then
go.
we stop to sing.
On a private coach. But now tell me, how many dates a year do you do?
Oh goodness, what would you say? 175?
Probably, yeah, somewhere around that. We sing usually every Friday, every Saturday, twice on Sunday. We're somewhere around the country and even around the world as of late. We've been in Canada, been in England, Belgium, singing this great gospel quartet music. And I'll tell you that the reception around the world is sometimes even better than it is here because they've never heard that. It's an American invention.
That's exactly
and they've
right.
never heard anything like that, and they love it. So.
And you know, that's the case in a lot of the veins of American music.
Yeah.
My wife has a cousin that for 3 years was a top seller in Europe
Sure.
before the people here caught on. So I see that a lot, and it's really weird. But the upside of that is you've gotten to see a lot of beautiful places.
We certainly have. We're blessed and so fortunate that we can do what we do and keep this going the way that we're doing.
You know, I know it's a little noisy, but guys, we are in a concert setting, and and that's the thing about it, and that's one of the things we love about Southern Fried Music TV. We do live music, and so it helps us out. We're going to take a real short break right now. We're going to go and take a listen to some of this great music by the Blackwood Quartet, so don't you leave us. We'll be back.
Ask me how I know my Lord is real. You may doubt the things I say and doubt the way I feel, but I know He's real. Today, He'll always be. I can feel His hand in mine, and that's enough for me. Day He tells me why. Oh, He loves me so. I can feel His hand in mine. That's all I need to know. I will never walk alone. He holds my the day he tells me why he loves me so. I can feel his hand in mine. That's all I need to
What are you trying to pull? We're trying to sing here. What? Oh, come on. Elvira. I thought you wanted to do this song. Well, I guess we're going to have to try. Elvira. Just go with it. My heart's on fire for Elvira. All right. You going to make me sing it? Oh, goodness. Eyes that look like heaven and lips like cherry wine. That girl can somehow make my little light shine. Well, I got a funny feeling up and down my spine. Well, 'cause I know that my Elvira's mine. Help me, gentlemen, sing it. Elvira. Oh, we're doing okay, I guess. Elvira. My heart's on fire for Elvira. All right, bass singer, it's your turn. You know what to do? Giddy up.
boom, pop, boom, pop.
He knows what to do. Giddy up.
Boom, pop, boom, pop, bow, bow.
High on silver airway. Okay, here we go.
So tell me a little bit, we're back here on Southern Fried Music. I've got a few more questions for you guys. We're here with some of the Blackwood Quartet guys. How long has the group been together that's actually performing here for us today?
This group has been together for a number of years. David has sung other voice parts than the bass. David's a great singer, a real versatile singer. He can sing all the parts in the spectrum. Sometimes he does them all at once.
Makes you guys look good, right?
There you go. But for a number of years, you know, and there's a, you know, the Blackwoods have been around for so many decades now that people ask us, you know, well, we were looking for old guys. We were looking for. Well, they're not here tonight. They're not returning phone calls.
We are old, we just ain't right.
There you go.
So you tell me that you are headquartered basically out of Knoxville, but
Correct.
most of you guys live around the Nashville area.
We do.
That kind of makes a good sense.
Sure.
So now when you know it's unique that you've sang different parts. I get to sing a little bit. I have a bluegrass band. I can sing a couple of parts, but to sing bass really takes some work, does it not? Have you always sang bass?
No, I started in the group in 2008 singing baritone lead, which is what Casey does now.
Yeah.
And did that for just over 2 years with the group, and then had other adventures that I went on for about another 3 years. Then came back to sing bass because they were in need of a bass singer.
Yeah, well, it worked out
and it
real
was
well.
Something that I had watched the other guys that had come through the group do, and I always liked, you know, playing around with it and all that stuff. So I tried it a couple times, and one time Mark just called me and said, do you think you can do, you know, we used to mess around like that at the sound check, do you think you could do that for a concert? And I said, well, I can definitely try. So we came out and did it for a weekend, and then kept doing it for a weekend, and so far it's been a year.
And you'll find tonight that David sings great bass, sometimes better bass than people you would think are bass singers. I mean, it's just a wonderful
people
thing.
aren't here to defend themselves. We'll see.
It'll be a good night. So
It's
you'll
okay
like
though, because if there is anyone out there in the oldest generation, they do remember one of the famous bass singers that
I'm sure
hung
they
around
do.
with those guys for a long, long time, right?
Yes.
Mr. Sumner, I believe
Yes.
is his last name, so some of y'all might know him.
Yes.
Well, that is an awesome deal. You know, you may be familiar with a guy named Doyle Lawson in the bluegrass business. He told a guy named Ray Deaton one time, Ray used to sing tenor, and he said, I need a bass singer. And Ray said, well, I can't sing bass, I play bass. And Doyle said, no, if you play bass, you can sing bass. And he taught him how to do it.
There you go.
So it's just real unique. But I know when you love music, you can learn to do what you need
Sure.
to do. Well, one thing I'm excited about in this show that we're going to be showing you tonight is, guys, is you're going to be, I think, featuring a lot of the music that was the Blackwood Quartet's backup to a guy named Elvis Presley.
Whoa.
Is that right?
Because some people know who that is, yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about that part of the show.
Well, it's a wonderful thing. The Blackwoods have a long history with Elvis Presley. Started in the 1950s in Memphis, of course. Matter of fact, Mark's father, Cecil, that we had talked about, that sang with the Blackwood Brothers for so many years, Elvis and him actually had their first quartet together at church. It was called the Songfellows, and they traveled a bit all across the Mid-South in the early 50s. This was before Elvis was the big star that we all knew that he, you know,
but a good
remember
friend
that
to
he
have,
was.
apparently.
Certainly was. Elvis loved gospel music, and you know, the great connection is when Elvis's mother, Gladys, died. Elvis loved the Blackwood Brothers so much, he flew the Blackwood Brothers from North Carolina to Memphis to sing at her funeral.
Wow.
And when Elvis himself passed away in 1977, James Blackwood, which I'm sure a lot of people remember from the Gaither videos and from singing lead so many years in the quartet, sang How Great Thou Art at Elvis's funeral.
Wow.
And so there's a long, long history. Elvis loved gospel music. You know, he sold millions of records over his life, but he only won 3 Grammy Awards. Did you know that? And all those Grammy Awards were for his gospel music.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
Yeah, and a lot of times we hear and we know that if Elvis had lived longer, he probably would have ended his career as a gospel singer. That was his first love.
Well, it was, and you know, knowing a little bit about his upbringing and his mom and the area he was in and all, it's not hard to figure out because his music came from church.
Certainly did.
It certainly did. So, well, we're pretty excited about this show tonight, and you know, I'm just happy to be here with you guys. I want to thank you for your time.
It's our pleasure.
Folks, we've got a lot of good things in store for you, so you just hang around with us, and we'll be right back.
All right. Turn up those monitors for us up here.
Well, I'm tired and so weary, but I must go along till the Lord comes and calls me away. The night is as fair as the day. There will be peace in the valley for me someday. There will be peace in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray there'll be no sadness.
Real quickly, guys, recording projects, the latest things, what's going on with the quartet?
We've got a brand new CD that we're real proud of. It was a couple years in the making. It's called The Light of Truth. Well, it'll be here tonight. We've only had it a few months. You can get, if you're not here tonight, which obviously you're not, that's why we're talking to you here like this, you can get it on our website, which is blackwoodquartet.net. You can get on our Facebook site, which is facebook.com/BlackwoodQT. Got over 48,000 people on there. We want you to be part of that. And that's where you can get it. It's a good one. It's got all the old songs, Elvis gospel songs like we're doing tonight. People seem to really love.
Yeah, and you know, that is a famous thing is you may not even think about the Blackwoods, but if you ever listen to Elvis Presley sing gospel, you can't not know about it.
Whoa!
So, well, folks, listen, we want you to tune in, check them out. You can go on the site, I'm sure, and see where you're going to be singing.
Yep, schedule's on there, everything's there.
Schedule and everything. If you want to contact them, that would be the way to do it. I believe you'd probably love to have that new CD. Hey, I can't thank you guys enough for coming out and helping us out tonight. And
it's our pleasure.
When we get the show done, we'll let you know. Folks, keep it tuned in to Southern Fried Music TV right here on TV 24. We thank you and all the community for supporting us and people like the Blackwood Quartet. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Called him Jesus, and he came to love and heal and forgive. But he bled and he died just to buy my pardon. And an empty grave is there to prove my Savior, he lives. And because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know he holds a future, and life is worth the living just because he lives. Are there people here tonight that agree with that? And then one day, oh, I'll cross death's river, and I'll fight life's final, that final war